Here we go.
He loving it.
Not my time, you know what I'm saying? It's called Pidgin English. Afro. Hey, not my time, hey, that's right. Your girl MONICAZATION here in the studio with Anthony and the Big Papi. Hey, are we calling you Big Papi or am I giving you a name? You took it, dude. I mean, you look like a Big Papi. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. We are in Lowell, LA by Anthony.
Baby. Lowell
Mill City.
Up in here.
Mill City, but not LA, Los Angeles. This is LA Lowell area.
That's it.
That's right, babe. That's right, babe. We're here to talk today about drugs, about what's going on in the city, in cities, and at homes, you know, everywhere.
I would say society.
It's everywhere, every street, every corner, every household. It's sad.
Every house.
It's winning.
Sad.
It's hitting with the left, hitting with
Everybody
the
got
right.
a story. Hit him with the left, hit him with two rights.
There you go.
It's coming. It's coming right down your street, full blown.
You know,
Awful.
I mean, they say we have we have war going on in other countries. People are dying, but I think the government is forgetting that our people are dying every day.
Don't worry about the pandemic. What about all the opioid pandemic? Killing more people than the pandemic did.
Really?
It's awful.
Really?
I would say so.
I don't think it's more than. I don't think it's more than
Over the last 10,
pandemic.
15 years, there must have been a couple million people died of opioids and heroin and fentanyl.
You know,
I know 20 myself, maybe 25. Half is my family.
You know, Anthony, thank you for taking the opportunity to come here and talk to me because I've known you for a long time, and you know, you said something that hit my heart. You know, about like, you know, Monica, a lot of my family, a lot of my people, my brother, my sister, you know, they died. I mean, we're talking about deaths. We're not talking about
Seriously dead.
You know, it really touched me. Like, Anthony, can we talk? And, you know, thank you for wanting
10
to
of
come.
my good friends have died. I've probably found 5 of them dead.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Stuff.
Besides my family. You know, I'm trying to walk in to get someone else at work or go to do something. They're laying there dead. It's just awful.
So I know, like, through all the process that you've been through, like family and friend, I was like, how you holding up?
I just get up every day and hope for the best.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have. I don't think I have anybody close to me that is into drugs. I mean, I know friends, you know, so I don't really understand. So that's why I was like, you know, let's talk about it. You know, why is it that people would just go out there and take something that you know would destroy?
Within 5 years, I lost my sister first, my older brother, then my twin brother. All in 5 years. Never mind, probably 10 of my friends, 2 of my cousins. It was just horrible.
So let me ask you this. I mean, everyone surrounding you are dying of the same thing.
I have 3 urns in my closet right now for my family.
Three what?
Urns. So when you cremate them, with our names on them. It's just horrible. It's, you know, every day on their birthday, I put one in my pocket, just the cards, and I take them out, have a drink with them, and bring them back home. Just, it's sad. But I don't know what else to do. You know, my mother's beside herself. She buried 3 of her kids.
To drugs.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, I mean, I'll talk about that, but I just want to understand how you got out of that. How did you?
Because I always worked. Mm-hmm. They were like, I don't want to talk bad about my family, but they were too much into working. They was too much getting high. You know, I don't mind. I work hard and I play hard back in the day, but I never get into that. Opioids and the heroin and stuff. I smoked a little weed and drank some beer. I just always get up for work.
Typical stuff. It's nothing wrong with smoking a weed and having a nice beer.
No, but I always get up every day at 5:30 or 5 o'clock. I go see my grandmother, bring her coffee and donut. You know, I drive out of my way to see her every day for years until she passed away. I was the only one that did that. I'd show up at my house every day at 5:30, 6 in the morning. Hey, Nanny, here's a donut and a coffee. She'd be like, you don't have to do it, Anthony. I'm like, I want to. You know.
So you're in a family where people do drugs.
Oh yeah, my whole life.
And I mean, you saw, you know, what they went through to do that, but you were strong and you didn't do. I mean, is there something that pushed you back, that held you back, not to do what's, you know?
When I was little,
yes,
me and my twin brother used to live with my grandmother. in Borica. And I didn't really meet my parents until probably I was 5 or 7. You know what I mean? I didn't meet my sister or my brothers until I was 9 or 10.
Yes.
My older ones.
Yes.
So it was just like all weird to me. So I had a paper when I was little. Then I got a job at the school. I was always busy. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't an angel, but I always had money.
Nobody's
bought my
perfect.
own clothes.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in junior high and your parents are poor, I used to buy my own Levi's, my own sneakers. I bought a leather coat when I was 16. That was pretty cool, back in the day. So I like to have money.
You always did things.
Yeah.
You got yourself busy.
Right. I got my license when I was 16 and a half. The next day I got my car. I bought my own car. First car with cash. $700 special. I did it.
I remember you, when I just started doing insurance, and you were one of those people that walked into my office, and you still, somebody I know till this day, which I really appreciate. But the thing is that, I didn't know you had a twin brother until I think I saw your brother. They're the same.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
They're like identical.
He used to give my
just like a drop
my
of water.
license number to the police, and they'd come to my knocking at my door. Anthony, you got pulled out. I goes, it wasn't me, it's my brother. And he'd give the social security number. I'm like,
same name.
Joey, what are you doing, Joe? Well, I don't give a shit. I'm like, come on, really, dude? I'm getting tickets in the mail, safe papers on my door.
You're both twin.
Yeah.
But you both had two different lives.
Yeah.
So it's all about choices. Because people always talk about the fact that if you're a twin, that everything about you guys is almost the same thing.
Yeah, it's not. It is kind of, but it's not true. I had people come to me last week still. Hey, Joe. I'm like, listen, I'm not Joe. They, they don't believe it. I'm waiting for someone to stab me one day. Hey, Joe, you stole me money. I'm like, dude, I'm not Joe. And it really sucks. I hate to say that, but, it's true. It's a true thing. I got to watch myself every time I go somewhere. It's still happening. He's been gone for 6 years. I still have to go through that.
I'm sorry.
It's hard to comprehend that, but it's a true fact that I have to go through.
Right.
I love my family.
Right.
But it's just the addiction part is just horrible.
As a owner of an insurance company, I've seen people walk into the door, and I've seen parents come to my office crying about kids that I know that are no more because drugs, they took, and these are beautiful people, normal people, and it really makes me mad, because I think these children, these family members, personally, I don't think they have mercy or they have compassion, because when they die, who's going to feel it? It's not them.
It's the family.
It's the family.
Yeah.
It's the mother. It's the father.
My mother's freaking out. She's 79 years old, and every time there's their birthday or Christmas coming, she calls me out. Because they was always closer to her than I was, because I was always working. They were always, hanging around. And she's like crying her eyes out, and I feel terrible, because not that I survived. I just feel bad for her, because she has Anthony, the only one left. I'm like, I gotta feel her pain
sad.
too.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It is very sad. I mean, I've seen a lot of people sit in front of me in my office, and I pull up their information, and I see a lot of stuff.
One of my kids, I'm not going to say any name, but one of my kids were addicted for years, and he's been clean for 6 or 7 years now. He has a kid. He's got a girlfriend. He got a nice apartment, a nice car.
That's hope right there.
That's good. Hey,
He's
on the bright. He's on the bright side.
I was going to bury him at one point. And
So do they? I mean, I know that it's a sickness. It's not normal.
It's like a disease.
It's a disease.
Yeah.
For somebody to actually take something and put it into their body that they know would hurt them, it's.
Well, they snort it, shoot it, whatever they're doing. It's just horrible.
It
yeah,
is.
And there's people you see on the sidewalks nodding off, their faces going down to their feet.
They look like zombies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they do it. They just,
How did you survive though?
Man,
Somebody like you, I mean, you grew up in this
area. Yeah,
I mean, you went to low high school.
Yeah, I went to low high.
Right. So you are among
I keep
these
myself
people.
busy in the sport. While all my friends were doing whatever they wanted to do, I was like, I keep my commitment to sport and school, and I maintain myself busy. So thank God.
So it's actually keeping yourself busy. Because again, did you go to high school in Lowell? You went to Lowell High?
I grew up in Billerica.
You went in Billerica, same area. So what separates you from the other kids? Is it peer pressure? I mean, what is the...
I have a particular opinion on when it comes to that, because I would say people, when you're in high school, they want to do things that they feel cool, and that's when they get trapped. When I was in high school, I wasn't doing nothing like to be cool. I was like, I was just keeping to commitment. But like now these days, if you don't do this, you this and that, yeah. And that's when they like.
You're a sissy.
Exactly, you're a sissy.
That never bothered me though.
And then when it comes, like, you want to be on front, but you don't want to deal with the consequences when come after. So it's all depend. Like, on my personal opinion, drugs always gonna be up there. It's your choice if you're gonna do it or not. But you gotta be wise when you're gonna be around that. Because people sometimes peer pressure. Because I want to do it because I'm cool. Other people do it because they abuse. They don't know you don't know what childhood they're coming through the family, and all that. But at the end of the day, you're the one that gotta make the choice.
Listen, Anthony, let me ask you. So if, like, your brother, God rest his soul, your sister, and your family members, when one person dies, how do they feel? Don't they say, oh, this thing hurt this person, and so let me stay away from it? Does that?
I think my sister died first, and then my older brother died. But people have the mentality of like it's not going to happen to me, and then they just keep going and going and going.
So what is it that they were taking? Well,
it was pills. It was like
pills,
Oxycontins, and it was Xanax, and it was coke, and it was heroin.
Mixing them all together.
Yeah, and you can only. There was a doctor in Drake.
These days, like a chart.
And he gave my sister and my brother the same doctor, and some of my friends the same doctor. I told somebody one time about this guy. I don't know, should I say his name? I think he got arrested already. He was like 70 back in the day. From Drake.
He was selling?
He was overprescribing people. Okay. My sister was 110 pounds. She was getting a bottle of Xanax, the totem poles, and Oxycontins like once a month, like enough to kill her. And my brother Joey has got the same doctor. He'd come out to the van and have his friend piss in the cup and bring it to the doctor. I'm like, you can't do that. The doctor didn't care. But he's been disbanded. And I don't know if he's dead already, but he was like in his 70s, 80s. He didn't care at the time. He just
were they paying him to get the drugs, or?
Yeah, no, I would think so.
Oh, it's okay. Prescription.
The insurance agency was.
Okay. So it's not like taking like cocaine and
well, it's in a pill form though.
It's a medical precaution which is lead to the same thing. When you cannot get the prescription, that's when you run to the street.
It's classified as a heroin, but it's in a drug form, so it's prescribed.
Wait, Oxycontin is the same as heroin?
They have 30s, 40s,
I don't
80s.
know this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know this stuff.
A couple 80 milligrams will kill you. Or a couple 30 milligrams. You do that with some Xanax, and you can't mix them.
Well, how do these people?
They get high all day and want to sleep at night.
How do these people know these things? How do they know that Oxycontin is the same as heroin? How
Everything is on Google.
They just don't know. They don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, if your brain is not working, how are you going on Google to like which drugs can make me? You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I see your point, but the thing is, you got to put it sometime in a certain way. They be teaching you this in middle school.
Yeah.
So by the time you are junior on high school, you already know this. Okay. But the thing is, you got to put, there's a balance when it comes to this, the way I see it. Because like I said, one time I got surgery, right? I went to the doctor. He wanted to prescribe me Oxycontin. I was like, bro, I know what is that. I don't want that. Can you like give me something else? It's like,
because it's addictive.
It's addicted. So I go to the doctor. Either you're gonna like, can you give me something else for the pain? He was like straight up, no, I only got Oxycontin. I got Preco. Which one you want? I was like, neither of both. So like, I handle my own pain.
Ooh.
Yeah, back in the 90s.
Like I'm talking about early 2000. Like if you didn't know about no choice, like most of, like I don't gonna point it on doctor, but most like all the time, you went to the hospital to get fixed, and you end up worse.
I know.
Because they get like depend on what they describe.
I had one of my
True
friends
story about my mom.
Clean for 10 years. He went to the dentist. They gave him Oxycontins. He was dead within 5 years.
He takes the Oxycontin every day.
And he started doing heroin because heroin's cheaper than the oxys. When you're around oxys, you could buy a $40 pill of Oxycontin or a $5 bag of heroin. So do the math. You know what
So
I
it's
mean?
both white stuff?
Well, the pill's
pills?
white and the heroin's brown or whatever.
Okay,
but
okay.
It's all depend. It don't matter. It's like it's just the way that you're gonna get the phone. Either you get the pills or you get it on the street.
Right. You were saying something about
My mom, I put you like a first example. Last time she went for surgery, she don't, like most of the time I take her. She went without me. They prescribed Oxycontin. She didn't tell me nothing. I go to work. When I come home, she's on the floor. I was like, what happened? I was just like, oh, I fell from the bed. I was like, everything's spinning. Everything's going on. I was like, all right, so let me see the pill that you took. When I read it, I was like, you high. Like, what do you mean? I was like, you high. You need to drink milk. You need to do something because, like, they prescribe this without asking you.
Wait, so it makes you hallucinate or?
It gets you dizzy. There's like, it's all depends because I don't know.
It's
But
like
I
one
was
every
like,
4, 8 hours or 10 hours. But if you don't eat with it, you just...
it's just gonna knock you out. I was like, so I got home from work. I see my mom on the bed. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I was like, you took this? So when I called the doctor the next day, I was like, bro, why you prescribe this and this and that to my mom without asking? Oh, no, because like we only got 2 choices. Either we got Perco or she got this. I was like,
So what's
what?
the alternative?
Like most of the time, they don't want to give you the alternative. That's when you got to do your homework and then be like, can I get an ibuprofen like 800?
Oh, like an ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen, like the 800 one, they don't sell it after the show, but you have to be prescribed.
Oh,
But
okay.
it does-
Wait. So ibuprofen. So if you take ibuprofen, can you get high on that?
No.
No, it's just...
Oh, but
It just control the pain.
But the Oxycontin is a little bit stronger.
Way stronger. You don't gonna feel the
Oh.
pain. If you don't eat well, you may be either get dizzy or hallucinate.
Okay.
It's all the pain.
Okay.
Yeah, or you nod off. That's why I
What
see
is the
people
new
nodding
What
off.
is the new drug that people are taking now? They're talking about something
Fentanyl.
that fentanyl. Is that the one that comes in from the borders?
Yeah.
Because I know
And
they
the
say.
car fentanyl
That coming from everywhere. Ain't just the border.
So what is fentanyl? What's that?
Oof.
Is that a pill
it's
too?
10 times worse or 50 times worse than Percocet or Oxycontin.
And I hear that this is killing people much faster.
Oh, yeah.
Way faster.
It only takes like, it's like a salt. If you like 3 grams of salt and this fentanyl, that'll kill you.
So why would anybody? If
Some people don't know they're
if
taking
it is so,
it's cut with everything. It's
but
cut
if it's so
inside.
dangerous, why is our government not? You're saying that like a little pinch of salt and you can die?
Yeah, like 3 grains of salt. If that's fentanyl or carfentanil, you'll be dead. The carfentanil is for animal. It's 100 times worse than fentanyl itself. And fentanyl is 10, 15 times worse than heroin.
So,
I don't know where these people get this shit from, but it's awful.
but why would people? I don't understand. I don't do drugs. I don't understand how.
Some people don't know what's in there. Say
But
they
why
buy-
would they go take it? What's the reason why you go out there and say, "Hey, listen, I want to buy"?
Well, some pills are fake. Some
Okay.
people buy pills online
Okay, why do you want to buy pills?
because they want to numb themselves.
To
They
get
wanna-
high.
Yeah.
It's safer.
So you're buying poison.
If your
practically.
prescription runs out, they buy something else shit online, and then you don't know what you're getting. That could be fentanyl straight up. You do a half a pill or a pill, and you're dead in a half an hour.
So let me ask you. So what turned your son around? Because in case
We
somebody's
put him
watching
in,
this
we
right
put
now,
him in detox
what is-
probably 10, 15 times. And then one time on his birthday, he did 6 months in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and he came out and said, "Dad, I'm done." And thank God he never went back.
Thank God.
One of his best friends did a year. They sent him, his parents sent him away to a expensive rehab. They had money. He was there a year. Came out on Thanksgiving, slept over my house, went to some girl's house the next day. 2 days later, we were burying the kid. Because he tried it. He was a year clean, and he tried it, and he got fentanyl or whatever it was. He was dead. I had to go to his funeral. His friend, I went to school with his father.
This is in Lowell.
It was in Barica. It was horrible.
I remember there was a gentleman also too. That was I don't want to bring my.
I don't want to say
business.
any names, but
No.
you know,
I don't
they're
know.
good friends of mine.
Yeah, I really don't want to bring in a lot of things, but I know a lot of people that are truckers. You know what I'm saying? That's clean guys, good stuff. And
Right.
you know, I spoke to them two seconds ago, and blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I need this guy's license, and the next minute, like, oh, that guy's dead. I was like, what? What happened? Oh, drug overdose. I'm talking about a grown man. I'm talking about someone that's like 40s or 50s. You get me?
Listen,
Drugs? I mean, I can understand the kids doing that, but
a year and a half ago,
adults too.
me and my ex-girlfriend brought my friend from Lowell to Drake it. He was 55, 56. 2 days later, he was dead in his room. And he just lost his wife and his kid and his brother the year before that from pills. And then he died. I'm like, Brian, what is wrong with you? I was so mad because he died. I just dropped him off.
Oh, see, the thing that pains me the most about drugs, I get angry at the people that do the drugs. I know it's a disease. I know it's blah, 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 blah. But I'm mad at people. I'm mad at the people that...
I think if they had more work and kept themselves busy more than sitting around being bored
The
and
guy
angry.
that just died the other day is a truck driver. He has a CDL. His license is clean.
Well, he probably was getting tired. He probably was bored behind the wheel. He might have been taking a couple pills.
He
here and there.
died. The wife died. 2 of them were doing drugs. They both died.
It's probably fentanyl.
Sometimes it matter with the people that you got around too.
And it's the people that you leave behind. You said you have a 75-year-old mom, right?
79, yeah.
79-year-old mom that has buried 3 children.
Yeah, she's really upset. I mean,
I know this is a disease,
really
but
upset.
I just, mostly those people, I hate 2 people. The sellers and those that take it. You understand? The sellers, and you know the funny thing about people that sell drugs? They don't take drugs.
no, some of them do, but then they cut it with
They can't.
poison.
Huh?
Some of them they buy a bag of coke or heroin. They'll cut that with poison or fentanyl to make themselves more money, and they're killing people while they're doing it.
So they know that.
They know what they're doing. Oh, no,
That's even more evil.
yeah.
That is even more evil. And
No, it's horrible.
And I keep saying this. I mean, listen, any person that goes out there and buys poison to drink, maybe they don't need to be in the world. God forgive me. I know it's a sickness, but I also get mad at the government for allowing our borders to be open for these people to come in here and sell us drugs. Because listen, you can talk about shooting people every day, but drugs kill people more than
There
guns.
was a movie on Netflix a few months ago. It's about Oxycontin and the pharmaceutical people who sold it. I don't know if you ever watched it. It's like 2 hours. And they got sued for millions. But it was, you don't watch it. I forget the name of it. It was so disturbing and so real because they kept pushing it. Like Oxy 20s. Oh, we'll give you an Oxy 40. Now it's up to 60.
So
Now
who
it's up to 80.
is saying this?
It was a documentary about
the
pharmaceutical people.
Oh.
Kept upping their dose of the Oxycontins.
They're making money from it,
Yeah.
but the painful part of it though is that.
They were giving bonuses. All the pharmacists sold more.
But what's the gain?
Because they were just greedy millionaires and wanted more money. But as a million
I
people
don't
died,
understand.
no, I watched the whole thing. It was horrible.
It's a dirty industry with a lot of
I
money.
think it's called
involved.
OD. It's on Netflix.
So I mean, hey, they said there's too much people living in the world anyway, so they want to offer a
Is
lot
there
of people.
really? Yeah.
So no, for real. That hey, what do you think is happening in the world? They're saying that there's too many people in the world. They're telling us that we don't. That's a topic for another day.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is this. So if the government or if the pharmaceutical company knows that this thing is killing people, and they want to make money, hey, I understand you want to make money, but why don't you just reduce the dose so people just get hallucinated or get
Well, they
high
kept
and just
increasing it.
chill
That's
a
the
little?
problem.
You don't have to die.
No, they
Why
kept
you-
increasing it. It went from 20s to 40s to 60s to 80s.
But if people are dying, how are they going to make money?
Just keep selling it, give more people. I don't know. I don't know what their logic was.
So what do you think in your experience with the dark experience you've had? What do you think?
I think the kids need to
change-
get off their freaking tablets and go to work and do something like back in the day when you had to work for a living, and get a little dirty here and there.
But even those that work still do drugs.
Yeah, I know. It's just
Am I
you
speaking
work
to
at
the choir?
McDonald's, you work in any place, a pizza parlor, you deliver pizza. Here's a pizza and here's some heroin. People don't know what you're doing. It's scary.
I
You
know.
can't do anything.
I know. You have your dad is alive.
Yeah, my dad's alive.
Your parents.
They both live together. My dad's 77, my mom's 79.
They're alive to watch and bury their kids just because of drugs.
Oh,
I mean, we're not talking about that you're sick. And
no,
you,
it's just they were in their 50s. All 3 of them died in their 50s.
You know the funny thing? It's gonna hit you guys. I always thought, the drugs is for rich people. Listen, do you know who is doing drugs now? Africa. Africans. I mean, listen, we got hospitals. They can bring you here, like in America, they can bring you here to the hospital and give you shots and stuff.
Right.
In Africa, let me talk about Nigeria. I'm not even going to talk about Africa. I'm going to talk about where I know. Dude, you get high, you die on the streets. Nobody gives a shit. Now people buy what's called aspirin. They get the people just. I mean, because America is a land.
I have a can of
People want
Narcan
to
in my glove box
emulate.
at all times, just in case somebody I know or something happens to somebody. I get it from CVS.
What do you have?
Narcan, it reverses the. If someone's ODing,
Is it free?
It's free if you have insurance. It wasn't free before, but now they're giving it to people.
Because
If you have Mass Health, you can get some. I have two in my cars. I've had it for months.
well, that's for the Western world. In Africa,
I mean, I
dude,
don't know if it's because I'm
who
white
gives
or
a
what.
shit about you?
You know. Yeah.
You take drugs, you're dead. Chineke.
Not really. It's sorry. It's true.
Chineke, that is our own. No, Chineke is gone.
Yeah.
The thing is that you've never been out to the other worlds, but like here people are dying. We have hospitals in Africa. People are taking drugs too and dying on the streets, and they don't even have money for that. So I don't know where this trend is gonna end or what's gonna happen, but the goal is that I'm hoping
It's not
that
going to end well. I know that. I mean, they're not going to stop
it's
it.
been years.
They're not going to stop it. There's too much money in the cartel and whoever else is doing it. There's too much money in it. There's billions of dollars a year being made off that and the pharmaceutical companies. You can't.
It's a,
they're not going to stop
it's a
it.
combination that nobody gonna take it down like real quick or like make it happen.
No.
Because somehow they're all related.
Well,
Street,
they'll find something
government,
else to do.
everybody. It's all related.
So do you think? I mean, what do you think is the highest? What is the thing that kills most Americans? The highest
Right now it's fentanyl.
fentanyl.
It's
Not gunshots, not a sickness,
No,
not
it's
cancer.
fentanyl is more. I think fentanyl kills more people than murder and something cancer combined. I think right now.
So if that is the biggest problem, why are
it's
we?
killing
It seems
kids.
as if we are treating the problem. We're not trying to cure the what starts it. Like
No. It starts in Afghanistan or who's ever making it. That's where all the heroin comes from. The poppy seeds in China. It's everywhere.
It's
They're
like
bringing it over.
it's at the seed. It's a problem, but they want to make it like they don't have a cure. It does have a cure, but nobody want to do about it.
But what is the cure?
That's the thing. Nobody want
Abstinence.
nobody
Yeah,
want to do nothing
that's
about
right.
it.
Okay, like to start
Cure
to
is
try
not
to
doing it.
eliminate it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If no one does it, that's a cure. but
Nobody want to stop.
People get
Nobody
bored.
want to stop getting bread. So put it that way.
especially during the pandemic. No, everyone's stuck inside. Everyone on a release or an out. That's when a lot of people started doing more drugs and more alcohol, more everything, because it was bored. People that go to work, married people or couples, they used to not be around each other all day long. Now they're stuck together, and now they're getting irritable. So everyone's doing what they just wanted to release.
So you think like when your son went to rehab, right? You think rehab tried to help him out? That's
No, it tried, but it didn't work. I think
but
the
what
6
was
months in
the-
jail, that helped him out.
Oh,
he
jail?
He came out of the house of correction. He never did it again.
No, there gotta be. See, I really want somebody to learn something from this.
I thought I was going to have to bury him, to be like my other family. I thought I was going to bury him.
Was that the first time he went to jail?
Oh, yeah, first and last.
Okay, so something changed
Something
him
clicked.
in jail.
Something
What?
clicked.
What?
Yeah.
You think it's just sitting in jail and thinking about his life,
He
or
probably
he
just
met
tired of
God,
it.
he
Yeah.
met like somebody talked to him?
Then he got a girlfriend, he had a baby. Now he's got a car, he got a nice job. He's clean. He won't even take an aspirin. I'm like, he don't
Amen.
drink.
Amen.
I love that guy.
Amen.
I love him.
Praise
Amen.
God that you
Amen.
don't have to
Amen
bury
on
your
that.
son
No.
because something happened, and I don't know what happened, but a
Something-
light
yeah,
bulb
something
went
clicked.
off. A light
Probably
bulb.
probably he hit the bottom. He's working himself
They
out.
took him away on his birthday. I think that pissed him off because he had a warrant on it. He picked him up on his birthday. And he's like, Dad, I'm like, here's $50. Call for my. Here's some money for canteen. I'll see you soon. And he did 6 months. He was out, done. And
I'm glad. I like to hear. I mean,
That's a big change.
I was so happy. I really thought I was going to bury him. I really thought I was going to have to bury him.
and he knew that his uncle, his auntie,
Yeah.
that they died.
And some of his friends died. That's what I'm saying. Is the kid that got out of the rehab for a year, he died 2 days later, and he spent Thanksgiving with us, and 2 days later he was dead. and we had to go bury him. It was, and then I had to meet, I knew went to school with his father and mother. I'm like, dude, I'm really sorry. He spent 2 days with me, now he's dead, but he wasn't doing anything. He left with somebody else.
But you know what?
It was just horrible.
I like the part of this guy going to jail, coming out, and changing his life for himself.
I'm still shocked.
And it's been how many years?
Oh, he's been clean for like 5 years now.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not small. That's a long time.
His son's 2.5. My grandson's 2.5. He has a nice job.
I'm praying. I'm hoping that one
works his
day
ass off.
you might want your son to come here and we can sit down and talk.
I'll let him know.
So that
I think you've met him.
Yeah, I must have met him. Maybe. Yeah, I think he came to pay for you once, right? See, the thing is that my goal is to see how somebody else can learn, can survive. One more child saved is something to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If your son can do it, your son watched his uncle, his auntie, and them die, and he went in there and he came out and he's doing good now. That's hope. So there's hope out there. If we can save one soul.
I know when you get out of some people get out of jail or whatever. There's something called Suboxone they take or something other. It's a side effect, so you won't take anymore. Then you wean yourself off that. It's not a drug to get you high. It's just it keeps you from having the craving. So I think that helped him for a while too because,
Whatever happened,
Yeah.
dude, I'd love to see your
I don't
son.
care if it's a
I'd love to
vitamin
have
pill.
his son sit
Oh,
here.
he's a doll. You'll love him.
I'd love to have your son here. Talk
He
so
lives
that
out
other
the
people,
road. I'll
other
think about it,
people,
meet you.
other people can learn from this. And
He's what's he 30? He's 30 now.
praise God.
Good.
I mean, that's a good.
I hope you stay like that.
That's a good
No,
thing.
he's not going backwards.
That's a good thing. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Good.
much, Anthony. I am waiting for your son. We're gonna have you back on here. We're gonna talk about this because the number one thing that kills people in America right now is drugs.
My
Whatever
daughter's
kind of
25.
drugs.
She's never done anything but smoke a little weed.
So
but
what-
she's seen all around her. She's never done anything. I'm so proud of her. She's like a doll. I'm like, now, I mean, he's an angel too, but she's seen everything. Her.
It's funny how you stay. I mean, my backstory. I don't know if you know about my backstory. I've been out on tour since I was 14 years old. I've been around everybody doing all sorts of drugs, all sorts of things. The only thing I know is weed. I've
Right.
seen
Amen.
cocaine and all the other stuff. I've heard about them. I've not seen them. I don't know what they taste like. I don't want to find out.
Right.
But you know what? You could be around a lot of people doing bad things, and you be like you.
Well, I've
You
never
never-
smoked cigarettes, but everyone I went to school was smoking cigarettes. But I was at keg parties when I was 13, 14. I was taking mescaline. I tried that a few times. But, I was a kid because everyone was doing it. But, it made you laugh. It didn't kill you.
Listen,
you could have sex
maybe you. Oh Lord have mercy! He just said something. Have sex
Yeah,
for a long time.
let's start with that.
Dude, all you gotta do is take Viagra.
Well, that's coming up.
Oh,
I was
God,
18
have
and I
mercy.
didn't need this shit.
Oh God have mercy! I listen. Whatever.
That's next on the list.
whatever it is that you're doing,
Right.
do it.
I'm doing
Stay
it.
away from all that shit. It
You know
ain't
what?
doing
You
you
just gotta
no
work
good.
hard and play hard and just try to stay,
I get high from water. I go to parties and people see me drinking water. Like, Monica, what are you taking? I was like, I got my cocaine here. I got my
Yeah.
stuff. It's water. And you know what? You can get high doing anything
It's
you
you
want.
get high
You don't
having
have
fun
to
and
take no
laughing
freaking.
or just go and have a good time. Or if you're miserable, then you turn to something else because you're depressed and you're miserable, which a lot of people are. They don't know what to do with themselves. And it's horrible. They're like they don't want to feel, they want to feel numb. They don't want to feel any kind of emotions. Some people, you know what I mean?
I mean, I can understand what you're saying from your perspective that people want.
I don't get like that, but I know.
I got so much work to do. I don't even know when I'm gonna
we
take
can have
the
this. We can have this
freaking-
good time. We
The
can talk
only
about this for
people that
weeks.
get depressed these days is the people that have no time not to do anything with it.
They have a lot of time. They don't have anything to do with the time. Well, how about telling the government to stop giving these people money? Tell them to go to the factories very soon. I mean, China. Look at what's going on in the world. That's a different topic. But
Right.
if you make all these people sitting at home, go get a job, go do something, pay the bills.
Look at a year
Dude,
and a
they
half.
wouldn't have time to
$1,000
go kill
a
themselves.
week. I didn't get none of that money because I was working. The pandemic money. People like, I know people that never worked in their life. They were getting $1,000 a week, getting high all friggin' week, and I'm out there. I'm still working. I didn't get no one of that money. I didn't want it. I just leave me alone.
that's a topic for another day.
True.
We're going to talk
You
about
have
that.
no idea.
But I'll tell you this. Whatever you're doing, please keep doing it.
Oh, I'm doing it.
I'm
not giving up.
Do you still have any brothers and sisters?
No, they're all gone.
Oh, you're the only one standing.
Yeah.
So you had 2 brothers and a sister.
Yes.
Just like this.
Now I have my son and my grandson, and my daughter and my granddaughter,
So you lost your twin brother, you lost your sister,
and my little brother.
and you lost your little brother, and you're the only man standing.
Yeah.
All because of drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs suck.
They all died in 5 years. Within
5
they
years.
didn't even make 60 years old. None of them made 60 years old.
Wow.
It's horrible. I see my brother die in a rehabilitation center in Borica. My sister died right by Lowell Driven Hospital. That's a whole nother story I don't want to get into. Because her boyfriend wouldn't call the cops. He lived right next to Lowell Driven, left her there for 5 hours before he called anybody. And then my twin brother, by the time I got to his house, they were throwing him in the back of the back of the morgue.
How did you feel when you saw you? It's like you seen
Well, you know
yourself.
what? My twin brother's son, my twin brother walked in the apartment and he started puking, fell on the floor. My twin brother's son was 16, 17, wiping the puke out of his face, trying to revive him, watch his father die right in front of his friggin' face. And he was like so upset. And I'm like, I missed it by like 3 minutes. I couldn't do it. I was nothing I could do. They were throwing his body in the back of the car when I got there. I was so pissed off.
So his son called the...
Yeah. He went out with his friend to get high. He goes, Tone, my dad came in puking, vomiting, and he hit the floor, and I was clearing the puke out of his mouth, giving him mouth to mouth and pushing on his stomach, and he died right in front of me.
16 years old.
By the time I got there, he was already in the back of the morgue, the casket, whatever it was, the station wagon, in the zipped up bag. They just threw him in there.
And his 16-year-old was sitting right there.
Yeah, and his girlfriend.
And he tried to save his dad.
Yeah.
What a
And they had a
traumatic-
pit bull, so when I went in there, like a week later, the dog thought I was Joe. He's like hugging me. I'm like, I didn't even know the dog. He's like, he thinks you're Joe. I'm
Because
like,
you guys are the
yeah.
same. Like face-wise,
It was
everything is the same.
incredible. We sound the same. Same mannerisms. It was just
So
awful.
how's the son now? How's the son?
I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but I guess he's doing really good. He lives in Lowell somewhere.
I mean, that's a nightmare.
He's
to
had 2
have.
jobs. He has an apartment. He don't do drugs at all.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Praise God. I mean, to have
He's
have
awesome.
to be the one to call the call 911 for your own father.
We used to be close. I haven't talked to him.
No, please be close to them.
I'm trying to.
Please be close to them. It's a nightmare. I had a friend. I had a father figure that had situations like that too a long time ago, and it's not something that you wish on anyone. I remember.
Oh, no.
I remember when I was enlisting into the military, and they were asking me like, "Did you smoke glue?" I'm like,
Glue?
glue.
Well, people do that. They used to put glue in a bag and then huff
I didn't
it.
understand. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I was like,
Yeah.
glue.
They put raid in a bag.
Did you do this? I was like, no. I was looking at the guy. I was thinking it was being rude. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Smoking glue?
Is
Do
it
you
a
smoke
test?
glue?
Yeah.
Then I found out, and it's almost like, okay, you obviously don't know that, this kind of thing, but it
Yeah.
makes you high, dude. I didn't do nothing of that.
Airplane
sort.
glue. Back in the day, people used to put it in a bag and they'd huff it. Like raid, they put raid in there. Glue. Back in the 70s, raid, that's what they did.
I pray to God that parents, that the children that watch their parents do drugs, I pray to God that they don't fall into that hole and do what their father did or their mother did.
Well,
Because
some kids think it's like it's normal. Like if that's what you go up to, you wake up to your parents getting high when you're 3, 4, 5, and watch them. They go around. I mean, you don't know any better. Can't take you to school. There's no food. What do they know? They go out on the streets trying to fend for themselves. I mean, it's not their fault, but they don't know any better. There's no one to guide them or teach them anything better than,
not everybody should have children.
No,
That's
I
what
think
it is.
I think personally you should have an IQ test if you have a baby. That should be a law. If you can't pass an IQ test, you shouldn't have a kid.
I mean, it's just painful to hear you talk about your nephew calling 911 for his father.
Yeah. No.
His father.
He's when he told me that story, I was He shouldn't have to see that.
But you did too.
Yeah.
You had to go through, burying your loved ones, and
Well, I didn't get to go in the house when it was happening, but when I got there, he told me, it was like my father walked in and was puking. I had to clear the puke out of his mouth to get mouth to mouth. I'm like, I felt so bad for him.
what was it? What was the reason?
It was heroin.
It was
He was doing heroin with his buddy, and he just came in and hit the floor. I mean, I just lost my brother and sister. I mean, Joey should have known better.
When I lived in Italy, there was another military guy that was rooming with us. He was renting a room from me. I didn't understand what cocaine was or heroin. I think it is because there was a cup. When he had to move out, oh my God, it was like it was burning something like a cup.
Right.
I don't know what the hell it is, but there was
Probably
like
heroin.
some can of something
Right.
being burnt.
Yeah, they were heating it up.
I'm like, what was that? I swear, I was still a teenager. I didn't understand what the hell that thing was. But, when he left and we're cleaning the thing and I saw that thing, like cup or some, I don't know what the hell these things were. I mean,
They were getting high.
it was a nightmare, and
It was,
that's sad. That's sad.
oh, it is sad. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Hopefully people would learn to understand that it might be cool.
It's not cool at all.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
It might be cool to hang around with your friends and doing this
what
stuff.
happened to having a beer or smoking a joint? I mean, no one ever get killed anybody over a joint.
No, it depends. I'll tell you a story.
Yeah.
This is not a joke.
No, I believe it.
I was with my friend. We went to Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, drugs are legal.
Yeah.
You can do anything. And I was sitting down over here was a cup. The other person was a cup. They're all from England. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you a menu. It's like you're going to buy burgers and fries. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you a menu of the weed and all that stuff, and to pick it up. And so we took the stuff, and everybody took whatever they wanted.
It's like now the dispensary's here.
Yeah, and my friend, she's from Japan. She got hers and everything. Anyway. Did what we had to do,
Right.
and then when we're leaving, don't tell me that weed doesn't affect you. Weed does affect you too, depending on the person. So when we're going, right, and she was climbing down the stairs, and it was like the stairs was high. It's just like this. She was like
She was probably
raising her leg up. Like I was like,
tripping
oh,
or
what?
something.
Hold on, like, listen.
She was high as a kite.
Exactly, and it was just weed.
Right.
But whatever
It's
was in
good
that
weed.
weed,
Right.
it's
Could be
affected
any-
her. Not everybody would take weed.
They might have dipped it in something. Who knows?
I don't know, but it was a menu. There's different types. You
Right.
take the one you wanted
Right.
to take, and whatever. And she was walking funny, and she was just repeating the same words over and over again. I'm like, what was that all
She
about?
okay?
and then the guys next to me, the cops, they were like, we had to travel all the way from England to come here and do some weed just to do the legal
It's
stuff
legal,
and
yeah.
stuff. I thought it was funny, but I keep telling people, everybody is different.
Yeah, some people are high tolerance, some people don't.
You might think weed is good for everybody. No, weed is not good for everybody. You could smoke weed and take off your pants. Some people might smoke weed and go crazy. Some people might smoke weed like, what was that? That's nothing. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people take it and just keep smiling and
I
smiling
smoked
and
it
smiling and
from
smiling.
childhood till I was like 40, but I enjoyed it. I'd smoke some, go to work, I'd work hard. It didn't affect me like, you know what I mean?
Everybody's different.
Yeah, smoke, go to bed, I feel good, eat some food.
Weed is still better than heroin, cocaine, and all that stuff. But I'll tell you,
There's
the
some
best
good
thing
strains
is
out there.
stay away from every drugs
No, that's
if
true.
possible. You want to chill, you want to take a little
A puff or two, whatever.
If it works for you, it works for you. But I tell
But
you, the best
nowadays,
thing is
it's,
not to
it's
just
very
do it.
potent, some of this stuff they have these days. It's very
Now they have
high
edibles.
THC.
They have edibles. They have
chocolate bars.
They have.
gummy bears.
I tried it once on like a tea and beans. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you cook beans and put
yeah.
some weed in there, and it was good. But you know what? It hits you too. It hits you too.
I ate a piece of chocolate about 2 years ago with my friend and some girl. I go, drop me home. I'm down. I was like a piece of, it was tiny, like a Hershey bar. It was like 1 square. I'm like, drop me off. I never ate another one.
I remember when I was in college, when me and my friends, we all went out, and everybody was, taking puffs and stuff like that. And they gave me, I'm like, okay, I'll try it. What the heck? Jeez, am I going to be pure for the rest of my life? And I took it, and, I didn't feel nothing. Nothing happened, you know. But I remember when I went home, I was saying something over and over. I was like, what the fuck? Monica, what's going on with you? You know, I'm like,
Eating a plate of food.
I was like, oh, shit, oh, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. But that was all that he did to me, you know.
Right.
It's for, you know, something you can take, you know, the chill. Now you can take it because,
Take a little edge off.
you know, for different reasons. But I'll tell you this. If you can, stay away from every freaking shit.
Yeah.
Don't put no weed in your
That's
mouth.
why you keep yourself
Don't take no
busy.
cigarette. Don't take no heroin. Don't
Right.
take it. But if you want to do whatever you want to do, I mean, I know people, they give it to them because of they're hurting. You know what I'm saying? You take your stuff. Just don't abuse it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If possible, stay the hell away from this shit. But if you can do what you do, I mean, it's legal now. It's
I
in the
broke my
stores.
shoulder 2 years ago. They gave me Oxycontins, like 10 milligrams for like a month because I couldn't move my arm. And then they gave me 800 ibuprofen. But I wasn't out searching for heroin after that because I just took it as I needed it. But I didn't go all out of my way to go get high off everything.
Yeah.
'Cause, my whole family just died. Why would I do that?
Yeah, no,
You know?
I don't.
But it was so painful. I did take them for like a month. I had to. I couldn't sleep on it.
Okay, because you were hurting about the family.
Well,
That's
yeah.
when you got
But I
that.
broke my shoulder.
Just because you broke your
fractured it,
shoulder, yeah.
And I couldn't move it.
It was
so.
Oxycontin?
Yeah, I think it was like 10 milligram ones.
Yeah.
Or
I
maybe
think
fives.
my dad took that thing too because my dad had a back surgery. You know what I'm saying? So they give him that thing, but sometimes that thing makes you hallucinate.
Yes.
You start seeing shit.
Yeah.
You start saying shit.
And
some
you
people
start
have the
saying
liquor
shit,
one.
and you start saying shit that doesn't make sense.
Well, if you take too many.
It's Oxycontin, right?
Yeah.
My dad
Oxycontin.
takes this shit sometimes because of
You
the
have to
back
eat with
surgery.
it because it make you mental. Then you get
Yeah,
then you
so
get-
the
then
doctor
you
had
get
to
evil.
change it,
Right.
because my dad was talking shit. I was like, dude, my dad's going cuckoo. So it was Oxycontin. It was that stuff,
Don't take much. Couple days. I tell you, a couple days you're hooked.
No, my dad takes it a lot because when he first had the surgery, dude, they took off his. I mean, we're talking about back, like the bone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes when you have pains,
One of my
you gotta
friends has
take
a,
what
he
you
has
gotta
a
do.
drip.
Just
He has
don't
a
abuse
thing
it.
on his arm. It's a drip for it. He just turns it up and down when he needs
But
it.
I hear weed could help too. Like
Yeah.
It does help.
It
now
does
they have the
help a little.
CBD oil. They
I
put
think
on.
it's even safer than all those freaking. I mean, for me to take any drugs, I'll
Just
be
give
dying.
me some Nervo so
Smoke
I
a
can
joint,
sleep.
eat some food. You'll chill out.
Yeah, but I just don't want. I've not seen
No, there's
anybody
a-
die for taking weed. I mean,
No.
have you guys heard? I don't know.
No, still nobody has died.
Exactly, I don't see
No.
people dying for weeds.
You don't go. Hey, I want to buy some weed and go to the shoot. I want some more. No one.
Yeah,
it's not like
but it's different from
cocaine or
heroin.
crack or heroin.
When I was in
Yeah.
California, I went to this.
California got some good weed.
I went. I'm not looking for weed in
Just saying.
California. I went to there's a street in California where I actually, my friend took me to the street. I forget the name of the street, and I saw that this lady just bending down like this, and she had the heroin, the needle, and I watched her give herself the thing.
So I've watched some people do that.
Everybody on the street, everyone was taking that stuff, and I was looking at it like, oh shit. I mean, the whole street, everybody was taking this. So I can understand weed. Weed won't kill you, but fentanyl, Oxycontin. But again, what do you think about people smoking weed and driving?
Well, personally, I've never had a problem with it, but
That should be
I mean,
another
yeah.
topic because like
That's a different topic.
Yeah, 'cause
We're coming back
because
on
kids
that.
can't do
We're
that.
coming back on that.
Kids are too busy texting and driving,
Because the
and
thing
rather
is,
smoke a weed, texting and driving.
You're selling me weed out of the dispenser like it's a candy, but then you don't want me to drive. And then if I get caught smoking, it's gonna be it's like I'm doing it like a DUI.
Well, you drive to McDonald's.
Oh wait,
here's a burger,
wait. Are
and
you
buy-
okay? You're saying it's a topic for a different day. I will take that. Weed and driving. I think I like that. Oh my God! I want to talk
Here's
about
a bag of
that.
weed and lighter. Don't smoke it. You get home. People are like, fuck, F you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do that and go right to McDonald's.
The police get you.
telling ya.
Don't drink and drive. If you drink and drive, you're in trouble. So when you take
So
a
the
weed,
same thing,
don't drive.
If you do the weed, don't smoke and fly.
Oh, I'm loving this. I'm thinking we're gonna come back. Let's talk about weed and driving. But anyway, coming back to the discussion, trying to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Anthony.
You're very welcome.
Coming here to
Anytime,
talk about.
Monica. You know I love you.
I love you too. Coming here to talk about.
We've been together for a long time.
When I was still a little girl. When I was a little girl. No, I'm just kidding. Anthony, you've been don't know what to say, but you
I
know,
know, you were both real.
you know how I
I
feel.
know.
You know how I feel.
Yeah.
Thank you
You're
very
very
much
welcome.
for. They talk about the fact that I'm a black girl and black people should do business with black folks and stuff like that. But
That never bothered me. I love everybody.
No, I am that person
Right.
that says, you know what? I don't see color. I see people.
Yeah,
Good.
me too.
That's a different topic for another
all
day.
kinds of people piss me off. I don't care what color you are.
That's right, baby. That's
if
right.
I love
baby.
you, I love you.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not picky about that.
That's right. That's a topic coming
Yeah.
up.
I hate
about-
white people too. I'm just telling you. I hate a lot of people.
I hate white people. I hate Chinese.
too.
I hate Hispanics. I
I
hate
hate
black
too
people.
many haters.
I hate myself.
Yeah.
I hate people that are crazy.
Crazy or
fake. I don't fake. I don't give a
And
crap
people that
what
lie
your
to
color
you,
is.
People that lie
makes
to
no
you,
difference.
and, treat you like they're better than you. I have no room for you in my life.
Yeah,
None
yeah,
at all.
Yeah,
I'm
know.
straight up.
Yeah, but I'll start hating people when I see that we cut them open, then they have different kind of blood coming
Yeah,
out.
they get
If
the
the
blue
blood is
blood.
different,
Yeah.
then we're gonna talk about.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
when
meantime,
they're gonna start mattering.
yeah.
My blood's red as can be.
Yeah, but anyway, Anthony, thank you so much
You're
for coming
very
out here,
welcome.
and Big Papi is always here with
All
us,
right, man.
doing
Thank you.
this, and
Thank you for sharing
hopefully
with us.
It's all good.
somebody can learn a little thing or two from his son, and I hope we get your son in
Anytime
here
you want me to come
talk,
back, I'll
to
ask
talk
him.
about how did he
guarantee you, if I ask him, he'll come in.
How did he do it? How did he say, shut this shit up?
I
and
don't.
let
He
me
never
move to
told
the
me,
next
but
place?
as he was just tired of it, and his
A
friends are
lot,
dying.
a lot of mama wants to hear
Right.
this. A lot of fathers want to hear it. A lot of kids, a lot of people that are in that
Yeah.
place want
It
to hear it.
It could be
So,
it could be a good message to let another
Between his
people
family and his
and save
friends.
more life.
yeah. Thank you so very much, guys. It's your girl,
I'm so
MONICAZATION,
proud of him.
back in here. Let's go.
All right, baby, I love you.
All right.
Here we go.
Good job,
Until
guys.
next time.
Until next time.